Hi everybody, Rob Keys here from GameRant.com, and today we're going to take a look at War Thunder, specifically the newly launched Ground Forces expansion. So right now I started the game up and I'm in the default air battles mode, so you can see I got a bunch of my US airplanes down here. This is my big ass bomber, the Catalina, and it is today the 70th anniversary of D-Day. So if you jump on this weekend and play War Thunder, you can earn all sorts of bonus in-game goodies, including a special plane, by completing challenges and tasks. It's also a big week for War Thunder and developer Gaijin Entertainment because the game finally launched on the PlayStation 4, and with it, it actually included the Ground Forces expansion. So that's going to be the focus of this video. The Air Forces stuff has been around for maybe a year and a half now. It's really fun. I think it's a lot better than what Wargaming is doing with World of Warplanes. But of course, Wargaming's big flagship title is World of Tanks, the ground combat, and now War Thunder is jumping in to that realm as well with the tank battle stuff. So right now, if I click tank battles, there's only two factions you can choose right now. There's Germany and the USSR. So I chose the USSR because when I think tanks, I think the big powerful Iron Army, and I think of this. So we're gonna give this a shot. I've already done the tutorial, so I will show you the basic controls, and we can see what this is all about. So just like playing air battles, there's three different styles of play. You can play arcade battles, which I primarily use. Realistic battles, these used to be known as historical battles, but they renamed it a while ago. And simulator battles. So significantly differs from it in some other aspects. There are no markers, and the third-person view is removed. It only uses realistic control. So if you're like an advanced player, really want to play simulator style, you can do that. That has a drastic effect on gameplay when you're playing the air battles mode. You can like rip a wing off if you're turning too tightly and the G-forces get you. So we'll just jump right in. I got T-26 tanks available. It looks like I got 3 lives. If you look at the research tree, if I just go research, we can see what kind of tanks there are available under the USSR branch. So if you're not familiar with War Thunder, how the progression works, it works in multiple ways. You earn in-game currency, these lions up here. The gold eagles are the premium currency. You need to buy that with real money. You can earn small bonuses of that for doing things and just returning to the game, but that's what you need to buy. And you need that to convert these research points into usable points to unlock this stuff. So basically, under every single branch, aviation, army, for all 5 countries, you're always researching something, one thing at a time. So you pick what you want to be researching. Right now, for the Russian aircraft, this one's the default one, but you can just pick another one if you want to research that instead by clicking under the army. So by default, it was actually researching this medium tank, but as you can see, that requires 1,500 research points, and I want to try a new tank quicker, or at least add a new tank down here as quickly as possible. So I chose one of the light tanks because it was only, I believe it's 2,900, right? Yeah, 2,900. So I'll get this quicker, so I want to focus on that first. And the next level of that is, just like you can research one tank or one aircraft for every country, you can also research one weapon or modification. So as you can see here, I chose this one first. I think by default it was researching parts, which helps you repair your vehicle on the go, but I wanted to focus on my weapons since I think that's more important. And I know for flying the aircraft, researching like weapon belts or ammo belts, so you can try different types of ammo, increase your accuracy, decrease weapon jams. That's very important to unlock first, because your guns are how you get points, by shooting down the other planes. So I'm figuring that might be the way to go. So this one here, adjustment to fire, it eliminates errors and misalignment between the gun and the target. Basically, it improves your fire accuracy. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we'll just jump right in so you can see what this is all about, and I'll show you the controls. I'll go here. It says average wait time 5 minutes. If from my experience playing this game this week, and I just reinstalled the game this week, it always says 5 minutes, but usually it takes, anywhere from 30 seconds to like a minute and a half. It's not usually that long. But as you can see up here, there are not that many players. Oh, there you go. Spoke too soon. Jumping right in. So again, you'll have to excuse my newbie-ness. I've only done the tutorial for the tank mode, but I do remember the basic controls. Alright, well, normally I could choose which plane I want to choose, but since we're playing Ground Forces, I only have this one tank available. So you can just double-click it, or hit 2 battle, or hit 2 battle down here. Makes no difference. Oh, this one's nice and pretty. So here are the graphics. As you can see right away, I'm looking around by pointing the circular cursor. That's the mouse. And if I point it here, the actual gun turret will slowly rotate there, and that's how you're going to aim. I'll focus on the movement first. So, as you can see, the very top left, it says RPM, speed 0, gear neutral. By pressing up and down, or in this case on the keyboard, W and S is what you throttle, but I'm not in gear, so I have to press E. So you use Q and E to shift up and down between gears. So I'll go E to gear 1. Now I can start moving very slowly. Get gear 2, start increasing the speed. I think with the advanced controls, if you're playing the simulator or realistic modes, you may have to use things like the clutch and alternate between, like, you know, left and right brakes for slowing down. More complicated stuff, but right now just shift up gear to move faster. Whoa. These guys are worse than me at driving. Turns pretty fast. The tanks are just piling up here. This must be a medium tank. It looks pretty big. So I'll shift down. So because you're using gears in a more realistic fashion, to reverse, you actually have to switch all the way down to reverse and hit. Instead of hitting back like you would in a normal console game or arcade game, you actually got to throttle up using W, and that's how you reverse. And back to gear 1, go forward. The key to shooting is not just using this cursor, but you actually have to zoom in. So I set V key as my zoom, and there you go. That's how you're going to aim to get your accuracy down. I'll just fire a shot for fun. It takes a while to reload. You can see the reloading bar around the cursor. And if I use the scroll, I can zoom in or out. Whoops. I can just zoom straight into it. I don't actually have to hold V, but it's quicker just to press V. And then if I just right-click while I'm in V, it'll instantly zoom all the way in. So that's how you're going to get your fire. The white little arrow is where it's actually going to hit. There's your example. So it's key for aiming, because when you're shooting an enemy tank, you have to be very careful about where you're aiming. Oh, this might actually be something. It'll show you when you're aiming. See the white crosshair? When you're actually aiming at an enemy tank, you'll see it change colors. If it's red, it's not going to really do any damage. The shell might just bounce off. If it's yellow, you have a chance of penetrating the armor and doing damage. If it's green, it's fire away. Yeah, see, it got green there for a sec. There we go. Service unit destroyed. What up? What's that? One tank kill for me. Got lucky there. See how I waited for that green shot? You'll see in the bottom of the screen when I'm zooming in, there's two different types of ammo. So what happens is tanks can take a what's called a diamond position against you, which means they're sort of angled on like a 45-degree angle. So if I fired with my main battery, the shell would have a high probability of just bouncing right off, reflecting. So in that case, you switch to your secondary ammo here, which is armor-piercing shells, and you can penetrate that armor and try to take out the ammo racks inside the tank. You need to do that, otherwise your shells won't do any damage. But the drawback, of course, to using AP rounds or armor-piercing rounds is that it doesn't do much damage to the tank, but can still penetrate armor. Your primary shells are the ones that do the most damage. So keep that in mind. And when you're shooting your primary gun, wow, look at this tank frenzy here. Oh wow, it just disappeared. That's one way to get rid of it. When you're using your primary rounds, you want to aim for the crew inside the tank. So there's going to be like a pair of guys operating the main battery, the cannon. You have your commander, and you have a guy underneath who's sort of like, I guess, sort of like the helmsman of the vehicle. If you take those guys out, you can like critically damage a tank. All right, so let's just start moving up. Follow these guys. Yeah, I don't see anybody. This is very pretty. I like the sunny map. I think in the tutorial it was far darker with gray skies. AAA battery over there. So right now, if I bring up tab, I can see all the active players. Wow, one of our guys has 4 kills already. You get points from damaging ground targets, getting assists, and all sorts of stuff. But anyways, the reason I brought this up is everyone is a tank, as you can see. So the air battles and ground forces stuff are two completely separate entities, but I would imagine the long-term plan is to eventually merge the games, because when you're playing the Air Force mode, you do see lots of ground units on the ground, and you can destroy them for points, and there's bases and boats and all sorts of stuff. So I think eventually you'll see all of that merge into one big persistent PvP MMO style game. And I think that's the same thing we can expect from wargaming.net, who are preparing next week to showcase and let people get hands-on with World of Warships. They already have World of Tanks out. It's a huge success. World of Warplanes, it's out there, not as big a success. I personally am not the biggest fan of it. I think War Thunder's better for the air stuff. But with World of Warships coming, all they have to do is add some first-person infantry combat, and then you have all the aspects of war, and then you can throw them all on the same map together. I think that's the long-term plan for both games as they try to compete with one another. Both games are free-to-play, of course, and both Wargaming.net and Gaijin Entertainment will be at E3 showcasing the latest developments. Oh god, this is not a good spot to be in. I'm like completely sideways. Oh, I think he's dead. We'll just keep moving. Where am I in the map? M for the map. I am on the far middle right, heading towards the center of the map. So it looks like there are bases to capture, maybe? Like point C and B. Conquest style. Sorry, dude. I don't know what he's shooting at. There's turrets over there, I guess? Gear up to gear 4. I'm going to follow this tank over here, the light tank. And I think we're going to go try capturing C. That seems to be the closest base. Think I can hit that? Looks like the blue smoke designates where our base is. Action going on. I'm just dropping down on the scoreboard and need to do something. Oh, there we go. That's where I want to be. So, can I hit that? Whatever's up there? I'll try to do this again. Boom. Come on, I can do it. Just gotta get one shot. There we go. Surface unit destroyed. Where did that put me? Nowhere. I didn't move up at all. Going uphill, so I have to gear down. It's like getting the straight part. Boost up. Look at all the pretty flowers. I like it. You can see the score on the very top. It's very Battlefield-esque. You have tickets on each team. Right now we have more. We're about just under half, and there are about a quarter left. And you can see the bases that are captured. So we have 1, we have A, they have C, and B is contested. If I bring up tab, if you look at the top of the screen, this is tickets. We have, 5,000. 5,500, and they only have 3,200, and we each have 1 zone, so you can kind of keep track using those screens. Bit of a learning curve with understanding the scores and tickets, because it's not easily identifiable. Same goes for the controls, but once you get used to it, it's a surprisingly deep game, given that it's a free to play online only sort of thing. What am I doing? I need to speed up. Alright, we're gonna go in there. Oh, we're capturing B. The team is doing very good. Oh, I don't want to go down there. Look, I'm actually interacting with the environment a little bit when I ran over that bush. That's something a lot of these games don't do. Like, you play MechWarrior Online and you just run through trees like they're nothing. Yeah, come on, get up this hill. Looks like we're capturing C. Wow. This is some weird shortcut I'm taking. Oh, here's a hill. Alright, let's see if there's anybody here. See some smoke right here. Oh god, there's somebody. Oh god. This is gonna be a problem. Reload, reload, reload! Oh wow, we win. There were 2 tanks there hiding. So it looks like you need a good line of sight visual before they show up as red on your map, but there you go. That's a sampling of War Thunder ground forces using the starter light tank, and this is the research stuff I was talking about. So I have Available 857 from playing, and these parts for that tank only cost 330, so I can pick which ones I want. Allows the use of this bonus shell artillery support. That's pretty cool. You can call in artillery. What's this? Put out fires, I guess. Fire prevention equipment. I'll just buy these parts because it keeps you repaired. Or maybe the engine will be good. Engine gearing, train, and adjustment. Change of one engine to one with unexpended capacity. I don't know what that means. I'll just research this for now. I can purchase it with 20 lions. I have like 178,000, so no big deal there. And so I got that. I can afford both of these still, so I'll just choose. By default, it's going for this ammo one, so that's fine with me. I can purchase it. So if I had multiple vehicles, it would do this for all of them at the end of the match. And I don't have enough. So where I want to spend the remaining bit, I'll put it. This is the cheapest thing, so I'll go for that one first. And yeah. All modifications have been successfully purchased. Pretty cool. And here's just a display of the basic stats, and you look at your player stats for all the players in the game. So, I didn't die once. I took out one tank. I don't know what this is. What is that? Enemy kill assists. Ground targets destroyed. Yeah, I took out that one turret on the ridge. Pretty cool. Alright, we'll stop it there. I hope that if you haven't seen War Thunder before or didn't know what the ground forces was all about, that's a good little quick tease of what you can expect. And you can go to the official War Thunder website if you wanted to try the game for free. It's available on PC right now. And of course, it just launched on the PlayStation 4 with Ground Forces expansion. I haven't tried that yet, so I don't know how well it plays on the DualShock 4 controller, but having tested the aerial stuff on the PC version using a gamepad and Xbox 360 style controller from Razer, I'm talking about the Razer Sabertooth, it is very, very difficult to control and aim. So I don't know if they've simplified that at all. It's just difficult to control the rolling and the acceleration and all that stuff. It's also difficult just to play with a joystick. You have to really fine-tune the sensitivity and stuff to find the right settings. But it is, of course, playable on mouse and keyboard and PC, and it works fairly well. But ideally, this is a game you want to use a joystick for the aerial stuff. And when it comes to tank battles, mouse and keyboard or controller, I'm sure is fine. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment with your thoughts on War Thunder, and maybe we'll see you on the battlefield. Cheers.